Hey guys, welcome to Rumor and Theory. Today I'm going to share with you a personal theory of mine about where I believe The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and all the other Star Wars Disney Plus shows, and maybe even movies, are leading to. It's going to blow your freaking minds. As The Mandalorian establishes itself as a global phenomenon, new and old fans alike are being introduced or reintroduced to the vast lore that makes up our favorite faraway galaxy. The significance of the general audience's knowledge being blended with the dedicated fans is almost impossible to describe in words. The doors it opens for future content is not only massive, but structured in a way where new Star Wars fans will be anticipating their releases due to its intriguing connectivity within all the new projects such as The Mandalorian and The Book of Boba Fett, while veteran and more dedicated fans will be awaiting the return of classic characters such as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. Now, what story could I possibly be talking about? Where in Star Wars history was there a time when the Mandalorians, including the Fett clan whom Jango and Boba made famous, and the Kryze clan made famous by Bo-Katan and Satine, and two of our favorite Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn, were all intertwined in a devastating war, filled with remarkable tests of the will and a forbidden love story? Well, that would be none other than the Mandalorian Civil Wars. Now, I know some of you might be saying that the Fett clan wasn't involved in the Civil Wars that Kenobi and Qui-Gon were involved in, but I could see Lucasfilm adapting the old Civil War stories with Fett into the most recent Civil War stories with Satine. In the Clone Wars episode, Voyage of Temptation, Obi-Wan briefly speaks to Anakin about his time on Mandalore with Qui-Gon. He says, "Master Qui-Gon and I spent a year on Mandalore, protecting the Duchess from insurgents who had threatened her world. They sent bounty hunters after us. We were always on the run, living hand to mouth, never sure what the next day would bring." Just this quote alone has enough story embedded within it to fill multiple seasons. I can actually see 3 ways this story could make its way onto our screens. The first one being in flashbacks in the Kenobi series. As some of you know, Satine Kryze, sister to Bo-Katan, was the Duchess of Mandalore. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon were sent to protect during the Mandalorian Civil Wars. And it was during this time that Obi-Wan and Satine had fallen in love. Eventually, in that same Clone Wars episode, Voyage of Temptation, Kenobi admits he would have left the Jedi Order for her, demonstrating how strong this connection was, and it's this connection that I believe will bring us to the flashbacks on Mandalore during this time. The period in Star Wars that the Kenobi series takes place is when Obi-Wan isolates himself on Tatooine. So it could be this isolation and time of reflection that leads him down a path towards these memories. To take it one step further, he could make a connection between his relationship with Satine and that of Anakin and Padme's, thus pushing him one step closer to revisiting his time, defending the Duchess while also explaining in more detail why he was lenient of Anakin and Padme, as demonstrated in the final season of the Clone Wars. Now, the second way I could see this happening would be in its own standalone series, possibly set up by the flashbacks in Kenobi and other stories told within The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and even The Rangers of the New Republic. All these shows already have potential characters that could show up in a Mandalorian Civil War series, and their future seasons could set up many more. This would create automatic buzz for the series and draw fans towards the show before production even begins. Finally, the last path I could see this story taking would be one right to the silver screen, possibly even being the Taika Waititi movie, as it was discussed as taking place during an era we haven't seen yet. A story this large in scope could even warrant a trilogy, and could be just what the fans are clamoring for after the Mandalorian spin-off's finale event. All 3 of these options would do wonders for expanding the Star Wars universe and its fanbase. These stories could not only bring back fan-favorite characters including Mace Windu, Yoda, R2-D2, Qui-Gon Jinn, Satine Kryze, the Vizsla clan along with the Darksaber, Jango Fett, and many more, all in periods of their lives that we have not seen. To really send the message home, I want you to picture this scene. Exterior, barren landscape, unknown hour. Dark blues, oranges, and pinks create an oasis of unnatural living color across the sky, as massive explosions and blasters litter the surface of Mandalore. Amongst the chaos, we see two lightsabers glowing and reverberating through the smoke and debris. One green and one blue. As we pull closer to the two figures, we focus on their blades as they cut down several Mandalorians. We follow the Jedi from behind as they fight their way towards a pinned down Satine Kryze. We focus on Satine as one of the Jedi disengages his saber and kneels to help her. "I'm Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. I've been sent by the Order to help you." She grabs his hand and he pulls her up. "Obi-Wan!" As he calls to his Padawan, several Mandalorians fly in from above, led by their leader, Vizsla, carrying an ignited Darksaber. Kenobi charges Vizsla, getting in a few good blows, but is quickly subdued. Qui-Gon ignites his saber and protects the Duchess, taking out two of the Mandalorians before Vizsla comes and distracts him long enough for one of his men to take the Duchess and fly off. Qui-Gon attempts to pull the Mandalorian carrying Satine down with the Force, but other Death Watch members lay down blaster fire, and Jinn has no choice but to release his grip and deflect the blasts with his saber. As we watch Satine fly off into the distance, we pull out to see a battered Obi-Wan along with massive devastation from the war. Hey guys, alright, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like and subscribe for future content, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!